Hey, guess what? Another update. We're doing another update today. Today's update we're doing before we get into games today is going to be I did a poll. It was voted on. Midwest Angelica Landfall. For those that don't know about it, damn, I just kicked my fucking trash can. What the fuck? It is a brand new season that's a sequel to the original series, and it's called Landfall. There's only about 2 videos uploaded for this. I just wanted to get into introductory for this, just like, hey, guess what, guys? Fucking the Midwest is coming back. It's crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I remember I made a tweet, like a post about that forever ago, about what the fuck is happening. I'm curious on what this is gonna be. I have no clue what the timeline is for this. Like, what did I'm gonna have to do research about this. Future me that's editing this video, figure out what the timeline is. Make a graphic, maybe. How much effort is that for, like, to edit and get this out in a couple days? Too much? Yeah, that's future's me problem, not my current me. I'm watching shit today. Yeah, sorry, past me. I'm not making a timeline. That's too much work. So I'll just tell you anyway. So the timeline starts in the 80s, like 85, when we first saw it from orbit, all the way from 1999, where the entity essentially got reborn out of the United States and came back to life. I don't want to spoil too much because I'm probably gonna have to intervene again later on. So hope you enjoyed my voice at that moment. So yeah, let's get to it. But yeah, no, like, what's the timetable for this? I feel like everything got taken care of in the original series in '99, like turn of the century. And then, like, this takes place in like 95, so roughly around the same time as I think it crash landed. Don't quote me on that. I have no clue. I don't remember. So we're gonna find out today exactly what happened. I'm guessing. I'm thinking it had to be like I thought it crash landed like earlier than that, than 95, but I can't remember. Also, for those that want to look forward to it, I brought this up yesterday. I will also be doing an update on Obelisk. So if people watching this video, tune in for that. Is that how I promote yourself? I don't know. Also, if you want to, like, a rundown of like what happened in Midwest Angelica, it's no. I'm not doing that. That's too much. You can, by the way, if you have not watched Midwest Angelica and you want to, funny enough, like a couple weeks after we did our watch along, which by the way is up on the YouTube in the playlist, you can go watch that, find it there. They uploaded a big, massive 2-hour 51-minute movie of the entire show. So yeah, that's a thing. So if you ever want to watch that in preparation for Landfall, I highly suggest that. Also, it's a great time. It's just a great time in general. I very much enjoy it. It's one of my favorites, so I'm very excited about this update. But I think what we're gonna do though is, like, for these updates that are restarting up, we're gonna wait a while between, like, this restart up of it and probably just wait until it's done, especially Midwest, because of the fact that, like, it took like 5 years almost. So Landfall is going to be probably like an endeavor, just like the original, more than likely. So, like, we're gonna probably do that if I'm still around. If I didn't get taken out by the IRS, for lore reasons, if I'm still here, we'll watch it then. We'll do a whole thing about that. That should be fun. Yeah. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's see. I gotta go back. Congressional hearing. Was it March 31st, 2002? Exhibit A. Also, let me know when audio started to go and if it's loud or not. The following commercial was captured on Cam TV Channel 3. That was the main channel for our original series. And this is I think just like, what was it? Just like the other series, a few years after. But it's November 13th, 1998 at 9:04.
When angels die, their bodies rot and fall from the heavens. Their wings burn in the atmosphere. Their halos shatter against the earth. But wherever they land, death must follow. And with death comes the inevitability of rebirth. For it is said that an angel's soul never truly dies. Coming soon to home video is Midwest Angelica, Landfall.
All right, I'm hard. Let's go. What an intro. I forgot this is like how they like I have watched this one. So I kind of, but I already forgot about this because I was so excited the first time around to watch this. I have watched this. I got so excited that I had to watch it. It had to happen. So, but I forgot that it was like, a sequel. It's just like the original series. We're having a movie prophecy. Not prophecy. It wasn't even a prophecy. It was like a one-to-one witness. How would you say it is? A witness, like, just a witness. I'm blanking. I'm so stupid. I'm blanking on the words. Like an eyewitness, I guess. I guess that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't know. There's another word for it. Editor me testimony? I guess that works. That works. The future me, editor me, you can think of that. Whatever, you can think about that later if you need to. But yeah, no, it's like just like their first movie. It's very much like a one-to-one, like, I guess testimony would be the best kind of word for that. It's close to what I think it is. But to a record almost of the events that happened. And we're having a sequel of that.
An authentic exploration of terror through the eyes of the observers. Witness unfolding timelines from within.
Why are they in quotes?
Experience a visceral threat of the unknown.
That's me when I wake up.
Behold the true face
also me when I
of
wake
an
up.
angel. Do you have what it takes to survive landfall? It all unfolds January 1999.
So my question is it made by the same guy? Or is this made by a different person? Like, is this like... So I'm curious, like, if it's supposed to be anything like the first one, is this going to be a second weird-ass eldritch being crash landing roughly the same time as the other one? Or is this more pieces of the original body? We won't know that for a while, though. Besides what is claimed in this TV advertisement, no sequel to the 91 film Midwest Angelica was ever officially made. So they say. On January 15th, 1999, at 10:46 p.m., a large object entered Earth's atmosphere. So, like, this is going to be great for Post Me. Because, like, on top of my head, and I am not a prepared streamer ever in my entire flippin' life, have no clue what the timetable is for this. Of, like... So if something fell in 99... Was this roughly the same time when the original left? Like, I'm gonna have to look that up. Editor me, you got a lot of work to do. No, I don't, because guess what? Graphic design is not my passion. So the whole events in the original series, like, ends on New Year's Day 2000. Some of the crash landings take place at, like, in the middle of January of 2000, and the congressional hearings take place a few months later in March. So I'm gathering either we just made a makeshift country, like government lickety split, or this is like an alternate timeline. I guess only time will tell. We only got like 2 videos, so meh. You got 2 days. I'm not paying you overtime. I'm a terrible boss, chat, apparently. I'm an absolute terrible boss. Because I was racking my brain the first time watching this. Like, what time period is that? Like, what's the timeline? The following broadcast from KCAN TV in Lincoln, Nebraska was recorded at 10:52 p.m. What do we got over here? What's the current weather conditions of the day? It's going to be 27. It's going to be a chilly day there, Jerry. In Lincoln, it'll partially cloudy. The humidity is going to be up there, so, get your product in your hair so, you're having a good old time. Don't want no frizzy hair. Jerry 2? Yes, sir, that's what we call ourselves. You're Jerry 1, obviously, and I'm Jerry 2. That's why I have such a hateful relationship with you, Jerry 1. What the fuck are you on today? You can't be saying that on national television, Jerry. Anyway, the dew point's 24 degrees, I'm assuming. I don't know what that means. I failed. Meteorology? Sure. Ceiling 1,000 feet with a visibility of 7 miles. It's a pretty average day. Very chilly. It's a little cold. It's going to be a perfect day if you're into snowboarding. I don't know how many people are, but it's your thing. Jerry 2, you got to talk after this, man. It's crazy what you're going through. So you can see here we got some coverage going around Nebraska here. It looks like a sneeze just happened on the map here. It's a sneeze of cold there, Jerry. The sneeze of cold coming in with a nice cold front. I think that's usually how it goes. It does a weird S pattern on the map. At least that's what I'm told. Like I said, I failed meteorology school. There's gonna be some heavy snow in the center, some, average lightness in the outer edge, typical sneeze weather. What does that mean? Also, what was that? Thought I saw something. As I make my stupid ass joke. Is someone there? What is that? That looks like something, right? Am I stupid? That is something. 100%. Oh, Jerry 1 appears there. Signals being hijacked by something. I'm so confused right now. Me too, Jerry 2. You're not the only one having these problems. Interference band indicates atmospheric propagation event. What the hell's a propagation? Propagation? The breeding of a specimen of a plant or animal by natural processes from the parent. I know it was like that, but I was like, is it something different? The action of widely spreading and promoting an idea theory. That's probably the closer one. Indicating atmospheric propagation event. I'm guessing it has to be like a spreading of interference or something. Okay. The following video depicted the object was captured by Cooper Barrington in Salem, Missouri. I am so sorry you have to be in Missouri. It's a shame. Oh, wow.
Shit.
Holy shit, indeed there. Cooper.
I broke off there. You seen that?
What is it?
Open your eyes, Clarence. It was a woman's voice, but their name is Clarence. We don't judge around here, chat. The thing that's broke off. Is that the landfall? The footage shows the object separated into 2 chunks. The main chunk landed near Greensburg, Kansas at 11:57 on January 15th. Footage from the Davis Farm CCTV network shows impact. Side note, farm having their own like closed system like security is crazy. Like, especially in the 99? That sounds hard. I feel like that sounds weird. Excuse you, phone. Also, what a sight to see if you actually saw that. Oh, God. I know that's like the night vision doing that, but fuck me. The footage showing a crash, overtly operational. Showed a crash, retrieval. Wait a minute, I was reading that because I got confused by words. Operation was captured by a resident, David Kelly, 4 miles south of Greensburg, Kansas. So, before we continue on, because it's gonna be the main footage we're gonna see now. I know that much. Um, who who's gathering all this? So like we have two different people in Kansas. Is that right? Two different people in Kansas. One footage in Missouri. Also, what happened to the other chunk? Because we're gonna be looking at footage about one chunk. What happened to the other chunk? But yeah, no, like my main question is like, who's gathering all this? Who's the ones like getting all this, like was able to capture all this? Because like, what is it like? Is home operational at this point? So I guess it would be home. But does home give a fuck? I didn't think home would care. What the fuck is that? That's supposed to be smoke, or is that something actually there? Chat, does that look like a body or something to you? Looks like a body just standing up. Like its head drooped and everything. Oh, okay. So we are going to the second chunk. I forgot about that. The second chunk landed near Valentine, Nebraska at 1:03 on January 16th. So yeah, home had to get all this video like fast. They were on damage control, real lickety split. Video taken from the King family home surveillance system shows impact. Because they have this hyper detailed, man. God, can you imagine seeing that? Like with your own eyes, can you imagine? Also, that looks so close. The following tape was found on January 19th, 1999 outside of Valentine, Nebraska. Valentine, Nebraska. The man who recorded the footage is yet to be located and identified. Oh, poor guy.
About 5 or 10 minutes ago, I heard what sounded like a scream coming from out by the shed.
Ah! Just like that. Just like that. There's your dramatization. Ah! I don't know if I would go investigate if I saw that, to be honest. That sounds terrifying. Just being honest there, Chief.
Woke me up, went downstairs, looked out the window and saw what I can only describe as some kind of alien. It was skinned.
It was a goddamn alien, Jerry. Why is there so many Jerrys in this town? I don't know. Don't ask me this shit. Jerry's a common name, especially amongst us white people. It's just a goddamn alien. Looked like an alien, smelled like an alien, tasted like an alien. What do you mean it tasted like an alien, damn Jerry? Well, we're not on the right site for that conversation. Oh, fuck. All right.
Covered in blood. It was skinned alive almost. Covered in blood. Went and grabbed my video camera and must have ran off. All it left was this trail of blood here. Looks like frozen over now. It's all ice.
This was back when winners were winners in '99.
Went off into the woods, but
back in the '90s.
I don't got a clue what I just saw.
I find it interesting. Like it ran off into the woods, like he said, because I talked over that. Not footprints though. No real footprints, even though it was like bloodied and everything. Limitations.
I'm not going to go out there right now. It's 2 in the morning. It's 8 to 10 degrees out. I'll just go back out tomorrow. And I don't know what to make of all this.
Was that sound? Did you hear that?
Out tomorrow.
I don't think he even caught that. That's the funny thing. I don't think this guy recording this footage caught that audio at all.
I don't know what to make of all this. Daytime now. Further out in the woods, about a mile out, I'd say.
Also, can we just say, gotta just say this before we continue on more of this. God bless this man actually giving all the appropriate information for this. Obviously, he died somehow, but still, he's given us the information. He's a competent pro tag in this series, and we haven't had one of those in a while. Like, he's making sure, like, I'm doing a testimony of this thing, and I'm doing it right. I'm this far away. I'm gonna wait till morning before I go after it, just so you know. I'm like, you know what? We love to see it. We love to see a competent pro tag in a horror series because they're oh so rare, chat. They're so rare to come by. Not enough there's too many Alexes or Jays in the world of horror. We need random man B that's trying to go look for aliens. He's not smart enough to like, hey, maybe I should just leave that alone. But he is, you know, smart enough to record it, and that's with all the information. Well, I will applaud that. The bar's low, but we gotta applaud it when we can.
Been following these blood trails all the way out here. You don't keep going and see where they lead, but it is getting cold, so I don't know how much longer I can stay out here.
So is that your shuffling or someone else shuffling?
There's something in the
In question, are they shuffling every day? Boom, 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 boom. Anyway,
clearing over there.
we don't have to acknowledge it. It's fine. He's going in the clearing. Did you hear that, chat? I mean, I don't know. My wonderful joke might have interrupted it. Jesus Christ. Just, it looks like a giant doll head. It looks like an Eldritch Being's like child's like toy Barbie. They didn't tell us they were going intergalactic, but you know, like they kept it under wraps, and they're just making so much money after like the sector out there in the sky. I don't fucking know. I was gonna say Sector 5, but like that makes no sense. That's a fucking military marine thing. I don't know, man. God, it looks. Why does it look so human? That's something I'm realizing I did not question the first time when I watched this. Why is it so human? And it looks like a mask of it. You say skinned alive, like it fell off. Like maybe you could say like it because that does look like blood right there, right? That does look like blood, but like if it was like something else skinned alive, did crash like knock off of it first? And also, how fucking big was it originally? It's massive. I have so many questions.
What the hell is this?
Also, weird audio. He's definitely not addressing that at all. Oh God. Weird decay in the back, but yet such a pristine front. There was dragging marks. I wonder if that's part of it as well. It looked like it dragged off. But also valid enough that he saw it, investigated just enough, got the fuck out. That is fair. You know what? That's fucking fair.
What in the world, man?
It's very similar, I think, to some of the sounds we heard earlier that he did not hear. It's nearby. That's all we know. And apparently at his house. crying out in pain. They're just banging on the door. Is it? Wait, maybe it's not. This is not his house. This is someone else's house. It's not too common for like massive, like kind of like residential areas to have a lot of gaps between it if you have enough money, and especially if it's like, well, at least where I live, it is. There's a whole area. It's like, man, this feels like they purposely have their houses in the woods more so, but it's a giant ass neighborhood. It's just the fact they're spaced out like a mile and a half from each other. But this is like this is Nebraska. So this could be another farm, like another ranch house in the woods or some shit. But yeah, I wonder if it's like that's the resident struggling to like get the fuck out because of this thing. But it's so weird sounding. Because even if it was human, it's a little too artificially echoey. And I'm like, that, I mean, that could be just a series. It is a small, like, studio at this point making this. So maybe that's just a limitation. But I don't know. That feels purposeful. Knock, knock, bitch. Open up. You're being too noisy. It's a noise complaint for management. Let's barge in. That's fine. Definitely in pain. Like, what the fuck is that? Oh, is this like, that looks like a parasite. I'm not gonna lie. So is it mimicking? What the fuck is that? Oh, it almost looks like humanoid. It's got bipedal legs. Huh. But if, oh, okay, one moment. Let's just go, let this go through real quick. Finish this up. On January 17th, 1999, at 5:56 a.m., a local resident of Valentine, Ralph Stone, was awoken to the sound of loud screams. The following footage was captured at Ralph outside his neighbor's home farm. Yo, what's that though? I want to know what's on the side. Is that sugar beets for 75 cents? Looks like sugar beets. You gotta get your sugar beets for $75. I'm like, that's expensive. How dare you? I know we're dealing with eldritch bullshit, but you don't need to upcharge me so much. The fuck? I love how close he's getting to it. According to Ralph, the figure in the footage disappeared into the forest shortly after. Ralph would later describe the figure as standing nearly 15 feet tall. That's crazy. That's fucking massively tall. Yeah, I was gonna say, at first I was gonna say, is it the fucking one thing that ate the guy? Which also, like, I gotta say, it didn't feel like he, like, was attacked right away. It didn't even move. Was it a psychic attack? I have no fucking clue. Following this incident, Ralph would leave Valentine to move in with relatives in Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah, that's fair. Despite what was previously claimed by the U.S. government, this evidence suggests that the events that transpired in early '99 has posed a serious and deadly threats to civilian lives. Is this like a testimony? Like, like an actual testimony? Like in a court of fucking law testimony? So that's a that's a new that's an brand new logo and operation. Operation Deus Vult. What does Deus Vult mean? God wills it, of course. Christian motto, typically tied with divine providence and individual interpretation of God's will. That makes sense. So we got a brand new investigation committee dealing with this, probably because of the fact that the government was fully aware of the original events of Midwest Angelica. They just couldn't do nothing to stop it. Now, at this point, United States is not fucked. And this is connected to that, right? Because of the fact that like this organization had this exhibit A of saying like there was no records of a sequel, right? Of the first one. So like the events haven't fully transpired yet of the mass exodus of this weird eldritch being. However, around the same time, we have another unknown entity crash landing to Earth, which has a face that's weirdly human, which is like so fascinating on its own because of why. Why is it weirdly human? Now, is it just another corpse that came out of nowhere? Is it something from the chunk? Like, how is that working? Like, these are answers that we're asking ourselves that we won't probably get for another couple years just because they do take their time making this series, the original series at least. So that's fine with me, obviously. We'll get to it when we get to it. But very interesting. And where was it? Yeah, like look at this thing, man. Like this thing is like it's so human and looking like a mask that whatever it had. And then but it's so big, whatever came like you heard later, right? It has to be like a parasite from it, right? It has to be a very similar thing in the original series of like basically like the fucking the germs, the parasites of the original dead being is what brought it back to life because it had that ability to do so. However, at this point, it's not a higher being. What's the term am I thinking of? So the original was very much way more organized. It was definitely cellular, like down to a cellular level of intelligence, like hyper intelligence of being able to take over humans' bodies and pilot them, created a cult essentially to help spread more so. It was almost like a weird like a guerrilla warfare of spreading their like across the way, right? You know what I mean? Like it's highly intelligent. Way more intelligent. In fact, like the original was like very much felt like it was like the body itself trying to regrow back, right? It wanted to do that. It was trying to do that. But it was like its cells or whatever, its parts of its own being to reform to make a brand new god, essentially. This feels more not as organized, very much more animalistic. So these could actually be like unknown parasites going maybe it's definitely far more animalistic and aggressive, right? It's not like giving any type of like intelligence or sophistication, right? Even down to his design, right? On this is a like a bizarre looking ass creature, which is very different from what we've seen, a little bit different, I should say, I guess, in the original series. And then we see this guy, right? Which is a weird mix of, I thought of him, like, I think this is the guy plus that creature not able to fuse right because he didn't attack him right away, unless it did. It felt more of like a psychic attack, which like would contradict what I think, but this feels more aggressive, more of like vastly different. Feels way different than anything like Midwest did. Like we had cults, um, like manipulation, gaslighting, stuff like that, right? To be able to like bring it back to life. And then eventually we had demigods involved, and those demigods came together to make a god. And now we're like, if this is the lowest like life form of it, it's more of an assimilation in a more primitive, like base instincts vibe to me. I don't know how much that's gonna be in the future with the story, but that's what it gives. Also, I totally forgot the new operation to talk about that more. They caught wind of this and they made sure. I'm pretty sure it's because of the events of Midwest Angelica. They can't have another home situation. So we got a brand new organization working on this. It more likely will go that way, let's be honest. When it comes to humans versus anything extraterrestrial, we get fucked on. We don't have a chance, man. We just don't have a chance. But let's move on to Landfall Home Manual. I don't know. This is Exhibit B. So this is part of a second presentation, part 2 of the presentation. This is classified as that. Also, can I buy this? Oh, wow. You can actually buy this. The Home Field Manual. So obviously home is still alive. Makes sense. God, look at this poster too. So they did already have some merch, by the way. Anyway. So this is the product they're talking about. It's a 146 manual exploring the story from the eyes of home. The story of Landfall from the eyes of home. What the fuck? That's crazy. Okay. Congressional hearing 2002. So that's right. Let's go back. Is that pause? Good. Let's go back real quick. Did it also have a congressional hearing? So congressional hearing, same day. Makes sense. Obviously, that's how it works. Congressional here. This is like all these events are how many years? 99. So like 3 years, roughly, right? Since the events. And why are we doing a congressional hearing? Also, how is the United States alive? Is this like a brand new United States that reformed in a few years? Because I feel like at this point, especially by 2002, we're gone, right? Like the mass exodus to happen, we're gone. So many questions. Let's get to it. Exhibit B.
It is with great honor to mark the beginning of our journey to the stars.
We'll never
here at
escape
the Division
home.
of Heavenly Operations and Material Examination. The road ahead of us may be daunting, it may be uncertain, as what we're dealing with has yet to be witnessed by the youthful eyes of humankind. But do not fear, for we have the tools, the knowledge, and the faith to walk through the valleys of shadow into the maw of the beast, to study it directly from its belly. That nebulous
All the
form
religious
which
stuff,
scarcely resembles
as
any
always.
life we know to exist. That form which travels faster than any life we know to exist must be dissected and understood should man remain in control of his own fate. We shall catch it as it falls from heaven with our own
another
hands,
faceplate?
and with great dignity we shall gaze upon it with dominance. For naught has stood above us
There he is. What the fuck? That's him.
since our genesis, and naught shall stand above us evermore.
Is he still around? What? Media archive. I'm gonna have to get this book, I feel. I need this book. What site is that? That's one of the prime towers. Am I wrong? Is this a prime tower? It's definitely remnants. Wait, is this during the attack? Starfall? What the fuck is that? Why is that called? Wait, is this footage? This is footage of the Grand Exodus. Wait, did he say that? Let me just
Stood
let's
trapped
re-listen to
between the
this.
maw of the
So now we're going to after the mass Genesis. We still have zealots in a more like wanting to be able to defeat it type way. Maybe? Is this all the formation of this entity? Of the mass? Yeah, okay. So that's the police station. That's the radio, the TV station that got took over. I'm reading the signs. The fire. That's footage of us like doing an attack. Starfall? I can't make that out. That's anomaly. Deus Vault though. Why is that called Deus Vault? That looks like the same magic circle.
On August 3rd, 2003, Home released an internal documentation manual outlining core research and operations conducted between 1989 and 2000. The 146-page manual was designed to brief in-the-know staff sourced from outside organizations, including contractors and government employees. The contents of the manual were deemed top secret in adherence with national security protocols.
I need this chat. I need that. That looks great.
This document contains everything we know about the CBEs and the Deus Vault tragedy, sir.
So you've hidden the truth for this long?
Yes, it was deemed necessary.
And what about now?
Those in the know will be briefed, including you, sir.
I see. But to this day, Home has yet to take responsibility for its negligence in this tragedy. Don't you think you owe humanity the truth?
I decline to comment.
One day, your sins will be judged. You'll know what you have done, for you have had a heaviness in your heart.
I don't think that day will come, sir.
Who's watching them? So it's one thing to have archival footage of certain things happening on the planet. Anomalies floating in the sky. A magic circle, which was a very similar magic circle, I think, to make the Eldridge AZ 001. So it looked very similar, but the color was off. So this is a potentially a second god. So like those made sense to me, right? Those made sense to me of the fact that like we're recording those things. And also our strikes, our operations to like take shit out. That makes sense. That felt more recent. Well, actually, no. I think it answered itself, didn't it? Now that I think about it. It said say like this in 2003, the whole operation. This is like the top formerly top secret information of everything that of landfall, basically. But in Home's perspective. So that could have been, but who was? It makes sense of how they have it and are using it, and like we're watching it. But who was it? Home investigating Operation Deus Vault for some reason. Home was compromised. I'm having this realization, trying to remember everything. So I'm like asking questions. So Deus Vault Operation Deus Vault is to investigate landfall. And Home is monitoring them because they are already compromised. So maybe it's an importance to try to keep that going as much as possible. Interesting. Okay. Any more? Or is that it? That's it. Yeah, I want this fucking book. To have a book come out for this. Imagine, so I feel like in a lot of ways this is like the manuscript in a very funny way. That's how I'm seeing this. This is like the manuscript for Landfall, and you're gonna get spoilers. And it's 146 pages. That's crazy, dude. That's insane. That's a fantastic beginning to a brand new series with a very cool, like, what is the words? Because like my brain's failing to me. I'm so tired doing this. like keeping it fresh, like a new story in the universe. And I'm really curious to see how that goes. I want to know, like, how is this going to connect? Like, how is this going to connect with everything? Because I'm really intrigued. I'm definitely gonna have to do some research on my own to make this video. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes, and I can't wait to see in 3 years.